It's been a while since I last shared my art journey with you. Life has kept me busy, but art has been calling me back like a faithful friend. My mother always told me, if you are out of inspiration, always look around in nature. You will always find ideas tickling your mind. There's no end to creativity and inspiration. I have added the links to the art supplies in the description box. I'm excited to use this tiny accordion sketchbook from Brustro, which contains a single narrow piece of watercolor paper. This quote's a reminder that art waits for us patiently, no matter how long we have been away. Let's dive deep into a new flower series, something delicate yet expressive. I felt a bit out of practice, so I warmed up with a few strokes and planned how to spread the illustrations across the panel. Since it's a wide continuous sheet, I wanted the illustrations to flow together. Getting back to art after a break feels like connecting with an old friend, comforting yet vulnerable. This inspired my concept for the sketchbook. Flowers have the ability to express grace, strength, joy, and love. They are a connection without any words. I assume by now you might have noticed that I am a bit hesitant to begin sketching on the fair sheet, but believe me, I am ready to begin. In my previous video, I spoke about my tiny garden. In this spread, I am trying to show how I connect with what blooms in my garden. The sketch turned out to be more detailed than I had initially planned. But honestly, I am enjoying every bit of this process. I'm using some red ink to add a bit of emphasis. And also because I've been eagerly waiting to use this fountain pen for sketching. With ink, every stroke matters. There's no erasing, no undo button. Just like life, isn't it? But that's also where the magic lies. I have doubted myself, worried about losing my touch. But art isn't about being perfect. It's about expressing what's inside. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? For a beginning, I went for something easy and bold like peonies and hibiscus to get a hold of the technique. Hibiscus is the flower that is impossible to miss. It's bold and dramatic, but also soft and delicate. I am using these sweeping strokes to show the curves of its petals. Sometimes, while creating art, you come up with a lot of ideas and references which seem perfect at that moment. But as you start finalizing that rough idea, your thought processes change and develop along different routes. And therefore, I am going to begin sketching fair and see what this process has in store for me. Georgia O'Keeffe, the mother of modern American art, once said, "When you take a flower in your hand and really look at it, it's your world for the moment." This quote inspires me to slow down and truly see the flower, not just its form, but its spirit. Marigold's bright orange and yellow blooms have always been a part of celebrations. Just as their name suggests, they bring joy with a lining of gold. I remember stringing garlands of marigold as a child, the petals soft and almost fluffy to touch. This is how it looks so far. Flowers have been a constant inspiration to many artists across centuries. There's something timeless about capturing their beauty, especially with a medium as raw as ink. As I'm sketching and checking out references for drawing, I realized there are so many underrated flowers that I'd like to draw my viewers' attention to. And I think this spread is turning out to be a very meaningful and close to heart memory for me. I have a specific memory attached to this flower called Prajakta. The flowers fall on the ground every morning, creating a snow white blanket under the tree. Growing up, one of my fondest memories was waking up early to pick up flowers for the morning puja. It wasn't just a ritual, it was my first introduction to the quiet beauty of nature and the intricate details of flowers. Jasmine, a tiny cluster of petals, carries so much presence. It's small, but its fragrance is powerful enough to fill a room. To me, love is exactly this: tiny actions of kindness which leaves behind tons of memories, just like their fresh scent on a summer morning. Next up is Sunflower, a personal favorite for its unapologetic vibrancy. I start with its bold center, using stippling to create texture. The petals radiate outwards in layers, overlapping like a sunburst. Lastly, I have playful and bright Ixora with clusters of tiny flowers packed together. As a child, I loved plucking its blooms and sipping the sweet nectar hidden inside. And here they are, a small collection of inked blooms. I'm happy with how the composition worked out. Each of these flowers carry a piece of my childhood, a quiet moment from simpler times. They have taught me to observe, appreciate, and to find beauty in the smallest details. To everyone watching, if you have been away from art or anything you love, take this as a sign to start again. The process is messy, but the joy it brings is worth it. Thank you for joining me on this new chapter. Let me know in the comments what inspires you to create. I hope you liked the video. You can support me by liking the video, commenting, and pressing the bell icon so you stay updated with my Kala Yatra.